Just in the game, I'm just ready to go to Facebook Live, as always. Hi, I'm Bernie Slavin. Thanks for joining me on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And thanks as always to the sponsors. I always read them out because I've got a tendency to forget names and things. Galaxy Blinds, Dovecot, GRS Insulation, Cleveland Systems Engineering, Ultimate Windows, Advanced Utility Solutions, Ocean Lighting, Cornerstone, and TGM Cars. Thanks very much for your support over the last few years. Really, really appreciate it. Love doing this. Love having an opinion about my club, Middlesbrough. I watched the game today. If you don't know the team, obviously it was a away game at Plymouth or Vale. Dieng, Van den Berg, Fry, McNair, Engel. Then there was Greenwood, Hackney, Jones, Howson, Crooks and Coburn. So that was Dieng, Van den Berg, Fry, McNair, Engel, Jones, Hackney, Greenwood, Howson, Crooks and Coburn. And on the bench was Glover, Beleza, Clark, Latilath, Rogers, Gilbert, Dixdale, Silvera and Banguera. We're into the game today. I know we beat the last league game at the Riverside against Stoke City. Everybody said bad day at the office, one of those days, and I'm sure it was. Then we come back in the cup. Wasn't a great performance in the first half, but we turned it round and we're worthy winners against Exeter. But now we've got a quarter-final tie against my old club, Port Vale. Can't wait, I'll be there. Went to today's game, back to the bread and butter, the real stuff, the league. The league. And what game did I see today? I thought it was a great advert for Championship football. End-to-end stuff. Two good footballing teams, like to pass it, like to get it wide, like to create chances. It was end-to-end stuff and it was enjoyable. A neutral would have loved it. It was end-to-end. Some great goals, some poor defending. Some of the defending was awful, I have to say. And our defending, although we've been given praise and we deserve praise after the opening 7 games, some of the defending, that's 7 goals conceded in a week. Well, just over a week. 2 against Stoke. Midweek, we gave a couple, and today. So 7 goals in 3 games is a poor return defensively. Don't get me wrong, their third goal was a free kick. Saying that, I think it was Van den Berg went up. He made an attempt. His timing was off, and he went up and possibly I'm not saying put the keeper off, but he sort of got in front of the sight of the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper let it go, and it hit the surface, which was pelting the rain, and skimmed in the bottom right-hand corner. The goal was scored. Well done, Coburn. I thought Coburn was terrific today. We know that the rumours were rife that he was on his way to Plymouth or Vale, and then we didn't get the players we wanted. The coach pulled that. Michael Carrick thought, no, we'll hold on to him. He's been in the team now 9-10 games, whatever, in the bounce. I thought he had a great game today. He scored 2, won a penalty. The penalty he hit to the keeper's left. The keeper parried it. Should have parried it round the post. He's parried it back out. And Coburn, to be fair, on his toes, alert, went in and got the rebound. His first goal was a great move up the left-hand side. Engel played it square. It was Hackney to Engel. Engel squared it and he arrived near post and touched it past the keeper. Fine goal. But yeah, am I disappointed in a point? I probably am. Because defensively, I reckon any team that scores 3 away from home on a travel should win the game for me. But if we had an out-and-out striker, we had a lot of chances. We created numerous chances. So did they. But we created numerous chances. We fluffed them. Or we hit them straight at the keeper. Or we hoofed them over the bar. I mean, Crooks had one second half. Ball came over the top. Paddy McNair hit it. Launched it second half. Inside left position. Over the defender's head. It sat up lovely. And big Crooksy, slight angle. On his left peg, I'm thinking, go on, just well it, top corner. And he's sort of off balance and he's shanked it. And it's never even went anywhere near the goal. Chances like that, we need to take. But 3 goals on your travel should win the game. And it's not. So that's what, 15 games, 6 wins, 6 defeats, 3 draws. Let's start. I'll go back. I've got things to read there, but I'll read these first. Hello, Bernie Joseph Slavin. This is for Mohammed. Hi, Mohammed. Unbelievable game today. We should have really won it. Issue is the defence is leaking goals. I've just mentioned that badly. It's costing us badly. Oh, without a doubt, the goals we're conceding are, well, 2 of them was poor. Good in their part. They come from the right-hand side, comes to the back stick. The lad scores a great goal. I think it was a fullback, number 2. And then their second goal, they come down our right, and they played a couple of 1-2s, and then the lad's cutting on his favoured right foot. Similar goal to we scored against Exeter midweek, and he's curled it top left-hand corner. It was a worldie. He could hit it another 99 times and no score it. Where are we here? Really is deflating fall in this club at times. Well, I know, but that's football, that's sport. Sport lets you down. Everything lets you down. There's only music that doesn't let me down. If you know the songs, you go there, you don't play any instruments, you just enjoy the moment. And I love going to see bands. That's my release. Gets rid of my frustration apart from jogging and walking dogs. But football, I've got to live with it. It's frustrating when you're a player, when you're a fan. At least when you're a player, you can change things. And you're in control. Well, to try and change it. As a fan, you're left to the players. Hi Bernie, bad defending from us today. We should have had that game won. We shouldn't be having a point after 3 goals. Morgan Littlefair, I just mentioned that, Morgan. But we go again up the body. Yeah, we do. We're not being overcritical, but the players will be disappointed on that long travel. I don't know if they're flying, they're getting the bus. I take it they'll be flying, they'll be back in an hour. Takes me longer to get to Middlesbrough. But yeah, disappointing. But what I would say, first half they were as good as us. On the ball, off the ball, or as bad as us off the ball with the defensive side. But for half an hour, second half, we looked like we were going to trounce them. We were going to wipe the floor with them. And we did for half an hour. And then they got that goal at nothing against the run of play. We were unlucky today not to come away with all 3 points, Bernie. The thunderstorm didn't help us up the effing borough. Bring on Leicester for Matt Wilson, who travels to all the games. From Matt and Jojo, these are regular contributors, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate the supporting the borough and travelling up and down the motorways. Dear God, 7 hours drive back. And ounce again, the Borough faithful were fantastic again. Heard them through my telly. The guy that I was listening to, one of their locals, was saying that there were 6,000 travelling Borough fans. Amazing. Outstanding. What a trip. Day like that. I seen the rain. I felt it in my living room. No less of a hole in the roof, but yeah, I see the rain, the drip, but it wasn't a drizzle. It was unbelievably teeming down, like monsoon. Chris Phillips says the defending has been hopeless for a long time now. I think we have the 7th or 8th worst goals against record in the league so far. Yeah, look, I thought we had a couple of clean sheets in succession. I thought, hey, we're turning this round. And then, if you like 3 against Plymouth have scored a few goals, but they're not a good team. And they let goals in. But for me, they were as good as us on the footballing side, but for half an hour, we battered them second half, and we should have took the lead and scored another and put them to bed, but we didn't. And that's one of the downsides for me, not having a guy who is ruthless, clinical, calm, composed finisher. And what was happening when Latty Laugh came off the bench, we were hitting balls over the top, but they were hitting the skimmy surface, and they were going back to the keeper. One he almost got in, but hi Bern, Crooks needs to be hitting the target more. Don 10. Don, I'm sure Crooks you would know, he'd one shot first, he had a couple first half, but one he did the first half, he hit it straight at the keeper. I mean, there was a ruck of players in front, to be fair, but the one I'm talking about, the volley, he must hit the target. If he doesn't score, the keeper saves it, you say, fair play, you've hit the target, but he wasn't that, it wasn't much of an angle on the inside left. He wraps his foot around the ball, well, he's meant to hit, and he hit it with outside his foot and sort of off balance, and it skimmed wayward. It was a poor finish. Andrew Roy says, hi Bernie, I think we did well today with weather conditions, and draw is a good result, although I thought we could hold on. Where did it go there? Sorry, it's just jumped there. Might be the weather. Hi Bernie, I think we did well today. Weather conditions is a draw. Don't blame the weather. Same both teams as a good result, although I thought we could hold on for the win. Enger was outstanding for me. He was up and down there. Yeah, he made the goal. Has been past a few games. However, well done to Coburn, getting the brace. Hopefully we'll give Leicester a good game up the borough. I thought Big Coburn done very well today. Don't forget they were interested. They wanted him, I believe. Everybody, well, the rumours, wasn't it rumours? I think our club, Middlesbrough, actually says that he was on his way. But for whatever reason, didn't go. And today he must have felt, hey, they want me, I'm going to show them what they're missing. And he certainly did that. He was a handful. Not just his hold-up play, his movement, his harassing, ruffling feathers, scoring too. We've got one of the best defenders who ever lived in a coaching staff. What is my season ticket money paying him for? This is for Ben Lamb. He's certainly not teaching them how to defend. That's for damn sure. So Ben Lamb being critical, I think the only central defender, he's obviously referring to Jonathan Woodgate, but It's like when we had Robbie Keane. Robbie Keane was one of the best strikers. Played in the top flight, Republic of Ireland record holder, great goal scorer. Assombalonga never played under him. Woodgate could be telling him everything that he should be telling him and coaching him everything he should be coaching. But they just don't listen, or they're simply not good enough. And I look at the Robbie Keane scenario with Assombalonga. You've got one of the best striking coaches, or strikers, pass on his experience, and Assombalonga got worse when Robbie Keane came in. So there's no reason to rhyme. You know, you could be the best coach in the world. If the player doesn't listen, well, the only thing I would say is if the player doesn't listen, he's not doing it, he'd be out. He wouldn't have been the team. Hello from Thailand, Bernie. Bambora fan, Thailand. What a place. I've never been. What a game today. A great advert for Championship football it was. I mentioned that. Who stood out for you from the Borough team today? No, as I say, Coburn for me was man of the match. I thought he was terrific today. Yeah, they'll be looking, thinking, oh, if we'd have only get him. Defensively, we were flawed all over. I thought Engel did well. But they were as good as us on the ball. If I was a neutral watching it, I'd have enjoyed both teams' passing, movement, creativity, both of them going to win the game of football to the bitter end. I enjoyed that. And that's all you can ask for. But obviously better defended. Hi Bernie, hope you're well. And you, Mark Anderson. Not sure if today's result was 2 points dropped or a point gained. Happy for Coburn today. Getting the 2 goals. Difficult game next Saturday against Leicester as well. Well, that's the thing, Mark. We're going in against Leicester. I watched Leicester last night. Leicester, they'd only been beat once leading into last night's game with the 15 games of the season, playing Leeds United. I thought Leeds did very well, and Leeds United beat them, and I thought they deserved to win, in my opinion. So Leeds beat them. So they're there for the taking. But I was hoping to get in maybe with a more of a spring of a step. You know, forget the cup game, league game. Stoke City were lost. I fancied us to beat them. If there was a betting man, I'd have lost a few quid because I fancied us to beat them. We lost today. When we go ahead and the way we perform second half, I think we're beating them. That's it. We're going to. I know it can go the other way, but I'm confident enough we're going to win. And then we don't. So that's 1 point out of 6 going in against Leicester. As I say, 6 wins. 6 defeats, 3 draws. And the league form after the initial 7 were brilliant. What a turnaround. Every way, shape and form. But now we've sort of hit a wee sticky patch again. You know, 1 point out of 6 against 2 teams that I would expect us to beat, especially in the form we were in. But you're going to have dips and troughs. You're not going to win every game. You're not going to beat every game. We put on a show today. Hi Bernie, do you think Carrick will make some changes in January if we're leaking too many goals? Ali Smith. Oh, Ali, without a doubt. Don't forget, I want to set a forward in. My priority as a Borough fan, not that I matter, but my opinion is we need a centre forward to make a statement of intent, showing the league we mean business and that we're going to finish in the top 6 position. I don't think we'll be top 2. I've still got a doubt whether we'll be top 6. But if we get a striker and we think, hey, he's all right, he's good, he can finish, it'll give us a greater chance. But defenders, if they keep shipping in goals, then you have to change it. Because if you're up front and you're missing chances going, eventually you're going to get dropped. Ricky Stairs says, hiya Ricky. Hi Bernie, Joseph Slavin. We get ourselves in great positions, but end product from Jones and Engel. Good to see Coburn grab a brace. Yeah, it was great. Everybody's delighted for Jones. Came in for a bit of stick. Oh, he's, you know, I says last week, he's leading the line as a 20-year-old against 2 players. Every time he plays, he's got 2 players kicking, pulling, hauling him. He's trying to hold it up on his own. Sometimes the midfield isn't getting quick enough to help him out. Or the number 10 role, Croucher, whoever's in that position. And it's a very, very difficult role. But great to see he got his rewards today. An experienced player finds it hard, let alone a boy. Should have won it, Bernie, without a doubt, Darren Appleyard. After 3 goals scored, Big Josh, great game, poor defending again. Watched all the way from Angola. Tell you what, some places about the world, isn't it? Angola, Thailand. Anybody else from foreign shores? I'm waiting my mate coming off to Glasgow. He has foreign shores. Good point today, and I'm happy with Coburn scoring 2 goals and Greenwood scoring as well up the Borough. Andrew Hill, simplicity. He's more than happy. Trevor Chavel says that 3rd goal conceded was disgraceful. You can't score 3 goals and not come away without a victory. I've mentioned that. As for Woodgate, Dear me, where's this at? He's put his work in. As for Woodgate, he shouldn't be at the club. He was sacked as manager. It's like a doctor getting sacked and coming back in the hospital as a hospital porter. I lost all credibility of him when Leeds beat us at Ellen Road when he was a manager. He said, I'd love to be on Leeds' gravy train. Well, get on with it and stick with Leeds. He was a first-class centre-half, but that's it as far as it goes with him. We need a goal scorer in January, otherwise it's mid-table for us. Up the Borough, that was Trevor Chavo, who's got an opinion. I'm reading it out. So I'll ask you again what I asked you in X. Are you 50-50 Port Vale Borough or 51-49 Borough? Love the show. Up the Borough for Graham McTiernan. Graham, I have never sat in the fence. I used to jump in the fence. I've never sat in the fence. And I'm honest and forthright in my opinions. If people are happy with what I say, great. If you're not, don't give a flying. But I'll tell you what I'm doing, and I'm going to keep it to Monday. I'm going to get a young lady, not to tick a box, just a lady, to interview me about Port Vale, my time at Port Vale, what I think of the game coming up in the League Cup quarter-final, and I'm going to tell you who I want to win. Of course I want one that I won. I'm not sitting in the fence. Of course I want one that I won. So Monday, Total BS podcast, I'll be talking about my time at Port Vale and leaving Middlesbrough and how it came about and my feelings when I left, and there's loads of stuff that probably you don't know, you might not even want to know. If you don't want to know, then don't listen, but yeah, there's loads of stuff in there. Where are we? Let's go to these. So come on, Borough fans, get involved. Cup game, what do you think of the Port Vale? Some people are saying it's a fix. What do you mean a fix? A fix for who? I said I wanted Port Vale. Why? Probably the best chance of progressing into the semi-final of a cup competition. Because I played for Port Vale. I was there a year and a half, loved it. So there was a couple of reasons for saying that. But when it came out, the draw, couldn't believe it. I was delighted. More than delighted. I mean, I put a post on the other day. I still got a couple of shirts from the two finals at Wembley. One Port Vale, one Middlesbrough. That was the first time both clubs had been in history. And both clubs were formed, I think it was, I'm bad with numbers in memory, 1875. So 1875, went to Middlesbrough, went to Wembley with Middlesbrough, first time in the club's history since 1875. In 1990, played Chelsea, get beat, capacity crowd, beat 1-0. Tony DeRigo scored. And then I played in 93. Predictive text put out in 92, but it's 93. Went out 1993, played Knock Glass final, 50,000-60,000 there, against Stockport, and we won. So, yeah, they were great times. So, I respect both clubs, but I'll give my opinion as to who I want to win, why I want to win, and what I think the game will be like. Good point, but defensive work will let us down. It's okay saying we are playing the same way as last year, but we don't have the same team as last year. Greenwood and Jones don't help our fullbacks out and up. Do you know what? I had actually scribbled that down, you know. I'd scribbled that down. Engel and Vandenberg. Greenwood and Jones is in front of either. And they don't help the defenders enough. Great point, Keith. You know the game. You're dead right. Today, down both flanks, we're getting totally shreds time and time again. Look, I played front when I get pushed out left when I played for Middlesbrough, the centre forward betrayed, but now and again I get pushed out left. And I used to say to the fullback, whoever it was, listen, I've got the energy and I'm fit enough to get back, but when I'm back, you need to keep me right, meaning talk to me, cut them inside, put them in the line. I said, because I couldn't keep chickens out a pen. I'm not a defender. And the guy behind me used to talk to me, but I used to get back and try and help him as much as I could. But today, I felt that Engel, Vandenberg were on their own. That Jones and Greenwood were going that way plenty, but didn't help out defensively. So that's a fair point. And I'm sure Carrick and company will see that. Where are we here? David Hales, hiya David. Bernie, I don't think Greenwood is firing on all cylinders. I expected more from him when he arrived. David, I still think, like I said in the opening 7 games, give him 12, 14 games, I still think Greenwood's finding his feet. I still think technically he's a good footballer. I think he'll get better the more he gets into the environment of Teesside. Don't forget, coming to Teesside is a cultural shock. Don't kid yourself. It was when I came. And I look now and I think, dear me, how it's changed over the years. It's a tall order. coming into Middlesbrough. I came in the train, I told you, I thought I'd landed in the moon. So it's a bit of a cultural shock. I know a point, this is from Matt McNeil, I know a point away from home is a bonus, but Plymouth were there for the taking. When you go in front twice, you expect to hold on. Just we're conceding too many goals. What do you think, Bernard Johnson? Well, we've mentioned it throughout the start of this, Mark. Conceding far too many goals, without a doubt. If you score 3 goals on your travels, if I scored a hat-trick on my travels, on my team I'm playing in, score 3, I expect us to win the game. I don't expect a draw. I expect us to win it. 3 goals is no mean feat away from home. But we still had chances to put them to bed, and we didn't. We missed a few chances, good chances, and we allowed them back in the game. Because in the first half, I thought it was evenly balanced. And then the second half, first half hour, we ran amok with them. And I thought we were going to beat them. And regarding a point in your travel is always classed as a good one. We'll find out in due course if it's a good one. But they were there for the taking without a doubt, because defensively they were poor, but so were we. And going forward, they were good, and so were we. So fair play to them. They played football, but I thought they play our game, which is football. Unlike Stoke, they stifled it and blocked things up and frustrated us at times in a few heavy challenges. They just played football. And I thought, we'll beat them because we're a better footballing team than them. But they showed they're a half-decent team on the ball. Pamela Turnbull, hiya Pamela. A point is a fair result today. Carrick said it felt a defeat and was unhappy about a decision that should have been a sending off, but was let slide. Let's slide. Bring on Leicester. They're on a losing streak and we're at home. So let's stuff them up the borough. So Pam was just saying stuff them. So Michael Cat, I don't listen to the post-match interviews or whatever. Especially when I watch the game. I don't need to listen to anybody else. So he's saying hard done by. We got a penalty. That's 2 penalties in 2 games. Was it a penalty? Possibly. I think it's open to debate. David says, Bernie, I think Coburn and Latte should start together. I'd love to see him getting on the end of Coburn's knockdowns. As I say, I don't know why that's never been introduced. Get Latte Laugh, the number 10 role. Get Big Coburn up front. Ball's going to Coburn. Latte Laugh on his bike. No, it wouldn't be a bike, it'd be a fancy motorbike. Zoom, zoom. Get in, support him, help him. Hunt as a pair, hunt as a pack. I don't think Crooks and Coburn do that. I know they don't. I watch them. They don't. There's still a gulf between them. And as a player, I've said it for years, when the ball goes over your head as a midfielder, in towards the big man, say Coburn, you need to be on your bike and gamble that he's going to hold it up and you're going to feed off him and bring players into play. And I think sometimes we watch it going over our head, wait to see what Coburn does, and then we go, but that time it's too late. The move's broke down. Michael Wood says, Bernie was talking to Kev Naylor and he did Coburn as the best 6-foot+ striker since Rudy just said. Oh man, Michael, man. It's a joke, by the way. This guy's just, he can't get Rudy just dead. Did you have a date with Rudy or what, Michael? What's going on? Keep them coming in. I'm going to try and, I'm sorry because, again, I don't know this phone, it's really small writing. It's one defeat. One defeat, yeah. No, today it wasn't. Hi, Bernie. If we think we can gain promotion, we need to be beating them teams. I agree with that as well. I live in Plymouth and I'm gutted, Bernie. That's with Paul David. It looks like Chinese writing. I can't even read it. Sorry. I definitely need to get this phone sorted because the writing's very, very small. My eyes are, well, I think they're good. But I can't read that and it looks like double Dutch. It's not even because it's small, it's just because it looks as if it's done in another lingo. Anyway, few here, let's see. Bernie, that's 2 points lost, almost against a poor team. That's for Jake. They were a good footballing team, poor defensively. We were a good football team, but poor defensively. I thought we were fairly balanced and equal. Up into the second half, for half an hour we told them. First half I thought was balanced. And then I thought we were going to win it. And then obviously we didn't. Paddy says, up front, as blunt as a pencil at times. It's no Paddy McNair, is it? No, not as I say, with a host of chances. Fired them right at the keeper with a couple of those. couple was scuffed over the bar, couple hit middle of the goal when the keeper got his hand to it, but he should save it. It's middle of the goal. You meant to hit it in the corners. When are you drawing a winner for your painting, Bernie? End of November, Pamela. No, I'm still on it, don't worry. And I'm doing what I'm doing now. If you're thinking what's Pamela on about, I'm doing a book and a DVD signed to whoever you want, your missus, your next door neighbour, your granddad, your granda, your business, whatever. I'm giving them away, and there's going to be a few prints, a painting I've did, given away as well. But this month, the month of November, I've just done a couple today. I had to sing. I was a wee bit embarrassed singing. I'm doing who everybody purchases a video in the book, and it's £10 plus post and packaging. You can 7.enterprises@hotmail.co.uk. That's how you get involved. And what I'm doing is I'm doing a video call as well, a 30-second only. And then somebody had been singing a day. Oh dear me, I'm not a singer, but I done it. So thanks for the books. I don't want to say who their names is. It may be a surprise, but yeah, I had a day. Happy birthday. I felt like Marilyn Monroe, the male version of Marilyn Monroe. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Only it was somebody's name. It was a lady as well. Where are we here? So I'm replying to you, Pamela. In the second half, we controlled it. This is for Joseph. Yeah, we did, Joseph. I've mentioned that throughout. We were the better team by a mile. Second half, we really turned it on. Came out firing on all cylinders, but didn't put them in bed. You need to put them in bed. Disappointed, but still shows signs of very good character team. Christopher Abel. Oh, listen, hey, we've turned the corner, but the defeat against Stoke was disappointing, but it's going to happen. And then today, we didn't get beat. So that we've stopped the rot right away. Next week, if we beat Leicester, Cock-a-hoot will be back on it again. If we draw, then you're looking more and thinking 2 points in 9. Where's it going here? So let's see what happens. Nico says, Bernie are defending poor, rank poor. What was I can't defend the indefensible? The defenders can't defend, I can't defend them. I mean, that's 7 goals conceded in 3 games. That's a lot of goals to concede. Jane says, looking for a victory today to take us into the Leicester game. Disappointing, we only get a point. Yeah, but a point's better than nothing. Imagine coming back with no points. You'd be majorly disappointed. Paul says, bring on Port Vale. Yeah, if you don't know, I don't know where you've been. Maybe under a rock or underneath the wherever, down under. Middlesbrough got the League Cup, the Carabao Cup. They were drawn against Port Vale away, down at Vale Park. In Burslem, Stoke-on-Trent. I spent a year and a half down there. I used to call it the land of the living dead. And you know what? This shows you PR. I always question PR at football clubs. The next day after the draw, I got a phone call for a girl called Susan, a lady. She says, hi Bernie, it's Susan from Port Vale. We'd like to invite you to the hospitality lounge. Only one thing, you need to work for your supper. You need to do a talk. I said, well, I'm more than happy to do that. That's the least I can do. So, good PR, Port Vale. I'm looking forward to it. Borough and Port Vale fans in the same ground. There'll be a capacity crowd. There'll be a great atmosphere. And it's going to be a great game. So, yeah, thanks Port Vale for the invite. Good PR, that. Buzzing with the result. Can't fault today. That's the Andy K. Tanner. Watching Leicester and Leeds yesterday, our passing is woeful compared to them. Well, a few passes went astray as well last night, David. But yeah, I've seen Leicester ripping teams to shreds. You know, a rag doll. So yeah, we know they've got some quality players. They've got some. That's why they're only 2 games beaten in 15. Mark McNeil says, Bernie Joseph Slavin, Coleman works his socks off, but he is not in the same class bracket of some of our previous strikers. Well, I get that. I know you've said before that he looks isolated. So in your opinion, how do we help him out? Well, I've mentioned, Mark, Crouchy's not got the pace to link up. When the ball goes over Crouchy's head, if he's not on his bike while it's in flight, he's never going to get there because he's not fast. He's not quick. He's fairly, I'm not saying he's out slow, but he's fit, but he's not quick. So therefore, for me, he doesn't really get up there enough. Whereas Alati Laugh, who's a powerhouse, I know he's small, but he's strong as. I'm not saying Crouchy's not strong, but he's lightning quick. He's in there like a flash. And he could do that all day long. and that would be a better fit for me. I'd love to see Carrick given it a chance and an opportunity to see how it functions. I think that would probably be a masterstroke if he does that. I think it would work. That's my opinion. We don't know if it'll work. It's not been tried. But I would like to see it given a go. We'll carry on with these now. Hi, Bernie. Great game, end to end. Should have buried them second half. Defences all over the place. Lighty Laugh's awful. Who signed him up the borough? Peter Sloan had to go to Lighty Laugh. Lighty Laugh came off the bench. Wasn't involved. As I say, every time it went over the top, hit the surface, even with his pace, he couldn't catch it. Lighty Laugh has not set the header alight since he came. Has he scored 1 or 2 goals? Played a bit piece. But we paid £3 million for him. That's our biggest summer signing. And he can't get a game. We're playing a local lad who's on his way out. So what does that say? But again, I still don't believe Carrick signed him. But Carrick picks a team, and that's probably why he's on the bench. Carrick's not looking at how much he spent, or the club spent. He's thinking, I still pick the team no matter who brings them in. Right, we'll go here. Let's see. So bring on Port Vale. Terry, enjoyed today's game. It was entertaining, just short and sweet. Joe says, Bernie, I saw our chief executive, Middlesbrough's chief executive, coming off the team bus today. Seriously? Neil Bowser, chief executive of Middlesbrough Football Club, coming off the team bus? No, it couldn't have been. Couldn't have been. There's no way a chief executive went on the bus when Bruce Rayk was there. I remember the before Bruce arrived, the late great Willie Madron and probably managers before him used to invite the press on. They used to travel the country with the team. Bruce Rayk kicked them all off. No chance. See you later. Off you get. And don't forget the guys like Eric Paler. Lovely guys, nice guys. We're all clubmen as well as the local rag. But he soon says, Russin, don't want you on the bus. And I agree with that. I wouldn't have a chief executive on the bus if I was manager in the modern game. No way. I wouldn't have them on it. That's the guy you need to negotiate with, and you have to fall out with and have arguments with and whatever. For me, I don't think that. I'm not a fan of that. Anyway, that was it. So, yeah. Let's see, we got. Keep on coming in. Ted says, who do you want to win in the League Cup quarter-finals? Port Vale Borough. I've says, Ted, I'm not teasing you, but I'm doing a chat, my Talk BS podcast. I'm being interviewed by a female lady, not ticking the box. This girl doesn't know anything about football, but she's going to chat to me. Somebody else has given her the questions because she's not into football. And I'll give my honest forthright answers, and I'll be talking about my time at Port Vale, leaving Middlesbrough, beating Southampton in the cup, fallouts, whatever, and it'd be interesting. I've never really spoken about him before. Chris Rabble says, I think Fry's getting better every game. Solid performance and can now pass his way out of defence. Do you know what, Christopher? I thought Fry was good today. I'm not saying he's been bad recently, but he had a lot of great headers. He does pick the ball forward now, and I was critical of Fry last year. I thought I could pass it in my eyes. I could stand in the back with 2 centre-backs or one centre-back against one centre-forward, two centre defenders against one. I could get it all day long and pass it and get it back and play it right. And I kept questioning why he's not playing it forward, but he did today. He hit some great balls today, forward. So well done, Dale Fry. Cole says, those that discard cup competitions, and I know there's a lot of these out there. You've made it quite clear over the weeks. Still can't read them. I bet they will be moaning if they don't get a ticket. I'd agree with that. Sorry, I always get thirsty when I do this. Yeah, all the people saying, oh, we don't care about the cup. Let's get knocked out. Let's concentrate on the league. Well, we're still in the cup. Quarterfinals, should we beat Port Vale? They've not been doing well. Big Eight Peas plays for them, eh? And Stuart Ripley's son is in goal for them, Connor Ripley. And the manager, I used to play with Port Vale. So there's quite a link there, isn't there? Somebody says, who was your manager at Port Vale when you were there, for John? What was his name? Dear me. What was his name? I'll come back to that. Tim says, Chuba finally scored his first goal for Ajax. Hallelujah. Bit of sarcasm there. Do you think he'll be regretting his move? John Rudge was his name. John Rudge, manager of Port Vale, of course. Too many I'm taking too many things. And John Rudge, one of the longest serving managers at the time. So Tubers finally scored his first goal for Tim. Do you think you regret it? Well, I don't think I regret the money, because he's probably trebled his wages over there. Ajax a big team in Holland. Obviously the nightmare, along with Tuber, the team's the nightmare. The manager's been sacked. They get beat with Feyenoord recently. The fans were walking out, so there's been quite a lot going on. But his first goal, hopefully that'll perk him up and he gets a few more now. But regretting, I wouldn't think so. George says, I never hear you talking about women's football. Why not? Well, you bring up the agendas, really. If someone brings it up, I'll discuss it. Of course I will. But there's women come on here. And none of, well, they're talking about Middlesbrough. I'll be honest, I don't watch. I've not watched any women's football. I've not watched cricket. I don't give a damn about cricket. I've not watched golf. I watch boxing, football, music. That's it. Other sports, not really bothered about it. I watch enough of our team and some of the Scottish football. So, yeah, if you want to talk women's football, come on, talk about women's football. Educate me, tell me. Ted says, who in your opinion has been Borough's greatest ever striker? What in the history? Ted, where's this come from? Well, there's only 10 scored 100 goals or more. So they're the greatest strikers in the history. If you looked at the 1 to 10, there's 9 Englishmen, 1 non-Englishman out of 10 who've got 100 goals or more. There is only 10. There's 8 England internationals and 1 other international. And at the top is George Camsell, who's got a statue at the Riverside. I was at the showing of it last year with Tony Mowbray, Palace, and all the lads went. Proctor, all the guys turned up. It was a yeah, he deserves it. Camsell, dear me, 300 odd goals, whatever. But the best striker for me, goals per game, is Brian Clough. Brian Clough. So for me, best striker, Brian Clough. The thing is, in football and in life, we've all got opinions, but when it comes to stats, that's not an opinion. That's the truth. If a keeper's kept 30 clean sheets and another keeper's kept 10 clean sheets, the best keeper's the guy who kept 30. Then you can switch it and say, oh, but they've got a better defence. I get all that, but the best strikers at Middlesbrough Football Club is the ones with the most goals. They're the best strikers, the most lethal, and they're statistically the best. As I say, there's only 10 that scored 100 goals or more at Middlesbrough. I think there's 11 at Sunderland, and it's 11 or 12 at Newcastle. Hard to believe, isn't it? I mean, Middlesbrough, like Port Vale, were 1875 formed, and there's only 10 players scored 100 goals or more. And there's no way anybody in the modern game will get into that 10. Why? Because there's no loyalty. None of them will be here. Every 2 years they come and go. See you later. Back then there was a bit of loyalty and love for the clubs, but these days it's a job, isn't it? I know you don't want to hear that, but that's what it is. Where are we? No, I'll go back to these ones. So I've read them, I'll read the other ones there. So Christopher says, a good cup run gives us all a huge lift and we can dream of getting to Wembley. I was there when Chelsea beat us in the Zenith Data Cup. It's a fantastic day and gives us all such a lift. Christopher, I'll apologise on behalf of myself and my teammates. We didn't really turn up that day. There was a lot of confusion. Going into Wembley, we had beat Aston Villa, 2-leg affair. We beat Aston Villa, I think it was 1-0 down there. Was it 1-0 or 2-1? Anyway, we beat them over the 2 legs. We came back to the Riverside and we played them a midweek game, capacity crowd, and we beat them. They're in the top flight, we're in the division below. They were the equivalent of the Premier and we were the Championship, and we beat them against the odds. Graham Taylor, former England manager, was in charge of them. The internationals, David Platt, and the lad in the midfield, he was a good player. Tony Daly, was it? He was a smashing player. Yeah, they had a host of very good players and top flight international players, but we've done them. Then we played Chelsea at Wembley, but before we get to Wembley, Middlesbrough sacked Bruce Rare, who I personally loved. I was gutted. So he left. Colin Todd took over, who was a coach, first team coach. He took over the head role. Tony Mowbray had pelvic problems. The captain, the leader, who I adore, still adore, Sunderland manager. So he was missing. So we go to Wembley. Colin Todd, who's the manager, because Bruce has been sacked, gives Mowbray and the leadership and says, you lead the team out. I don't want to, you do it. So Mugger led the team out that day. And the whole thing was at a sink. And we get beat 1-0. Tony DeRigo played for England, Australian. That's the modern thing. The Big Jack used to get hammered for playing people for other countries, playing for. But Tony DeRigo was Australian, but he played for England. Scored the winner, the only goal, free kick. Never scored an open play. So yeah, but I remember going up Wembley Way. There was thousands of Borough fans. Borough took about 35,000, 40,000 Borough fans. Amazing, great atmosphere, great experience, but disappointing outcome. And yeah, I'll apologise. You wouldn't suit a cravat with that outfit, Bernie. Sean, I've no intention of cravat. Who do you think I am? Oscar Wilde. I've got a t-shirt on here. Yeah, so so cravat. I think I used to wear cravats when I was younger. I don't know why. What about Glasgow wear cravat? Hey, a bit of fashion. Go back to these. We're only 41. I see Jubilee Akpom scored his first goal for Ajax. Bernie, I says that then, overdue. Leeds surprise victory last night. It's for Lemmy against high flying Leicester. Played well. Only the second team to beat them. As I say, Leicester might have been out a wee bit complacent, think, no, we've only been beat once, there's no problem. But Bernie Joseph Slavin, I was at your evening with Stewie Downing last year at the Middlebeck Social Club last year. That's for Mark. I don't know where this is going, but I'll read it. And you heard, as I heard, Stewie open on Scott and Bowser influence, and says, so at the club, he basically says with them two involved in the club will go nowhere. I know you normally don't like to comment or get involved, but there's no smoke without fire. But we always seem to have not enough money to compete with other times, like looting over Ryan Giles. As I say, I don't know the financial situation at the club. I've never been good at maths or arithmetic. That's why I've been ripped off all the years with clubs and contracts, whatever. And I'm sure lots of players, that's why players have got agents, because the majority don't know about money and how to deal with it and how to deal. But I don't know the financial structure of Middlesbrough, but I didn't expect us, if we didn't make the promised land, the Premier League last year, I didn't expect us to spend boatloads of money in the summer, and we didn't. The majority of players that went were not our players, so we didn't get in for them anyway. We got them off the wage bill, that's all we did. The only money we really got was Chubarakpom, 12 million. Well, we spent, was it 5 of that? We got one of the fullbacks, was it Vandenberg, we paid 2 and Latilaf 3. I think that's how much. So we spent like 5 million. I know they're on wages, but we brought in 12 players and they cost like 7 million to get them in. Obviously they've got the wages to pay, but I'm sure that'll be peanuts in comparison with other players. And talking about wages, Paddy McNair is obviously contracts up end of season. He's done very well. He's in there in merit. The fans are backing his side. He's straightened up a great partnership with Paddy McNair and Big Dale Fry's like making a good partnership. Lenihan's out in the cold due to injury and he can't get back in. But look, football clubs are run out and out by chairman. Chairman employ chief execs to be the shield, to be the guy that takes a stick to, yeah, that's what chairmen do. And there was a previous chairman at Middlesbrough got stick for many, many years. Would he have called all the shots? No. I think chairman, chief exec, manager, I think how that's all clubs, how they operate. And obviously you've got your director of football and all that now. So it's a combined thing. So, yeah, you're asking me, as I say, if Stewie says that, well, you need to bow to Stewie's superior knowledge, because I've not worked under any of these guys. I mean, the guys that I worked under, I would have spoke about them then, and I would speak about them now openly and honestly, because I know for a fact, because I've experienced it and been on the end of some of it. I mean, I used to say things on radio, and there were people at the club demanding tapes of the show. What I've said, try to get me sacked, going to my employers at Borough TV, we want him sacked because of what he said. And I used to go in and confront people and say to the face, you try to get me sacked. Why are you not telling me to my face? Why are you going and stabbing me in the back? I've had it all. I've experienced it all. I know what it's about. There's loads of cloak and daggers and guys behind your back. So, nothing surprises me, dear me, nothing surprises me. As I say, I've experienced, but I can't talk about right now behind the scenes because I've not been there. You say Stewie, well, I'll bout his superior knowledge. Plymouth should have been down to 10 men after a foul on Jones, but the ref bottled his decision and didn't even show Trevor Harrison, didn't even show a yellow card. Is he letting them off with the conditions? There was a bit of rain before the game, during the game, and certainly a monsoon at the end, but Trevor, I didn't really jump out at me to say, oh, he should have been off. Come on, we've had 2 penalties in the last 2 games. Were they 2 out-and-out penalties? Did you question them? Probably not. Maybe you're blinkered. Maybe you're a sick of it. I don't know. But we all see different games. But the last guy I'll revert to is the referee or the linesman. We had enough chances today to put it to bed, forget who's on, who's off, who's been sent off, what mistakes the refs made. We should have put them to bed in the second half, especially in that opening half hour. We were very good. We tore them apart at times, but didn't get the goals. So he says that. Christopher says, do you think Borough will look to buy a recognised striker in January? Well, recognised strikers cost money. Ones that we can relate to and you go, hey, he's a good striker. They cost money. Do I think we'll spend money in January? Again, I don't know the financial structure, but my gut instinct would be no. I don't think there's any chance of spending the blown money. I really don't. But I'm expecting a striker in. If we want to make a statement and say, hey, we mean business, we're going for top 6, we need a striker. As I say, we had Hackney missing last week. I know he's not a striker, he's a midfielder, but I say his injuries will come into play. Loss of form, sending offs. Well, obviously, Hackney was out due to sending off. But there's going to be injuries, in Touchwood there's not. But the odds are with the winter months coming in, there is. And then there'll be players that's off form. So there's loads to contend with. And if we've not got the backup, straight force, Crooks will score a few goals, but he's not prolific. Latty Laugh scuffs more than he actually... He doesn't look composed enough for me, too quick. I don't think he's going to be ruthless. Coburn will get a few goals. So they'll all get a few goals, and we are spreading them around at the minute. But there might come a time in the season, i.e. the winter, where the goals aren't flowing through around the park. And that's when you rely on one guy and you go, he'll score me a goal. I'm sure the players I played with have said, Slaven said, what a nightmare he's having the day. But do you know what? I still believe he'll get a goal. He's been crap. He's been garbage. Should have been hauled off half an hour ago. But he's still on. He might get us a goal. And I've done that. I've played games that have been absolute garbage and I've scored 89th minute or 92nd. Well, back then 92 minutes was there such a thing. Within the 90 minutes later on, I've scored goals when I've not kicked my ass, I've not played well, I've been down, I've been thinking, dear me, I missed 3 there. So yeah, you need to keep believing. Bernie, would you rather have a local owner like Gibson or a foreign owner like Newcastle United? For David, without a doubt, 10 minutes. There's the 10 minutes. I always have something coming with 10 minutes. Me personally, I think I've got morals and standards, and I'm open, and I'm not into politics. I'm not into, well, I gave all my opinions on here now, so I don't want to bore you getting through all the rigmarole. I'm not into politics. I'd rather have a local guy like Steve Gibson in charge of us at the helm, who's lived in the area, who's come up the hard way in the area, who's a self-made millionaire, who's done brilliant for his selling his family and for the football club. He's gave us a Carling Cup, the fantastic training facilities over the years, some of the biggest names in the games. That for me is more than a Newcastle United. Newcastle United, like the English FA, are hypocrites. They're hypocrites. They couldn't wait to get your man for Chelsea out, Abramovich. Get him out. Had him in for years, then all of a sudden, oh, he's spoke with whoever, the Russian, get him out. We don't want him, we don't want his money, get him out. And then they bring somebody else in, well, it's American. But obviously, Man City's got people with histories that people question, and Newcastle United have. So it's double standards, it's hypocrisy, and I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it. So for me, it'd be Gibson all day long. But don't get me wrong, I know the fans would turn, the majority would just go, okay, let's go, we've got the money, we're going to win trophies, we're going to have trophies in the cabinet, we need to buy a trophy cabinet now. I get all that. But for me, it's sheer hypocrisy. And football's full of it. Politics and hypocrites. I've seen it in England. Harry Kane, oh, we're going to support the gay pride, we're going to wear this. All of a sudden he's been told, oh, but you might receive a yellow card and you might miss the next. Oh, dear me, I better not wear it. Well, if you're going to wear it, wear it. You say you're going to wear it, wear it. But I don't know why you have to do such things in football. Football's football. The fans pay to be entertained, to see goals, to keep clean sheets, for the fans to get rid of the frustration and give them a lift and a boost. And then we've got all these politics around it. So, regarding Newcastle, no. Newcastle's doing well. They're going to win cups in the next few years. I think without a doubt. I don't think you can fail if you've got billionaires from around the globe supporting and backing your club to the hilt financially, like Man City. Would Pep have won all the trophies in European Cups without the money? No. And it's amazing, isn't it? It is hypocrisy. So what was it? 100 charges against Man City, and none of them have came to fruition. And then there's a team recently, I can't think. There's a team. No, was it Everton? They've got one misdemeanor and they're questioning, oh, they could lose X amount of points. And Man City's got 100. And nobody's saying a thing about it. Oh, it may have been brought to the light too late. What are you on about? It's money, it's corruption, it's hypocrisy, and it's about time we, as fans, as human beings, stop being brainwashed and start seeing the big picture. It's unbelievable, the hypocrisy in football. We're full of it here in England. And FIFA, dear God, you don't want me started name, we'll be here to midnight. Bernie, would you, yeah, so I've read that, sorry. Ricky Stairs says, Bernie, we need a leader. Somebody who grabs the game with the scruff of the neck. Don't see anybody driving the players on. That's a fair point. I mean, Johnny Howson over the years, I know he's getting on, but Johnny played today. He wasn't heavily involved, but I like to see vocal leaders, you know, with the pointing the finger. But I don't know I honestly don't know. Well, at Middlesbrough, certainly Middlesbrough, I've concentrated in Middlesbrough. I've seen every game for many, many years. Well, missed maybe cut on 10, 12, 14, more 20 years. I've not seen players like that. I don't know if it's the modern game where you can't shout, you might upset them. Your teammate may say it's classed as bullying. I don't know all this crap, what goes on. You know, my date would be, you Scotty. Well, right away, somebody would go, hold on a minute, you can't say that. You can't call me a Scotty. Of course you can. Football, adrenaline. These things happen. But I don't know if the modern player does that. I don't see. At Middlesbrough, sometime if it goes quiet, you would hear a player, come on, get back, get in you, give him it. I don't really hear that in the modern game. So I don't know, but I agree. A leader that gets the game of the scruff of the neck and goes and creates something. Hackney might come out, I mean, Hackney is still a relatively young lad and still a novice, is what he's second year in the first team. He could be the one. Maybe this time next year he'll be loud and proud and in the faces and giving them it. He could be the man. We shouldn't forget what Gibson has done for our club, a true supporter who spends money, loses money, but still ploughs in. This is for Stephen Abel. Ploughs his hard-earned cash into the club he loves. Hats off, Steve, Mr. Borough. Yeah, I've called Steve Gibson for years the king of Teesside. Without Gibson, I don't think there would have been a club. Without the 86 team I played in, there wouldn't have been a club. But Steve Gibson was a young executive then became the chairman, and then he's directed us from then on in. People question, well, we got millions in over the years, where's it gone? Well, it's his football club. He ploughs his money in when he wants, and he can take it out when he wants. Because it's his club. There's no consortium of people, like 10 people on the board who've all got money in. Steve Gibson owns it. So he's entitled to do it when he wants, take money out when he wants, put it in when he wants. Who are we to question him? He's the businessman, he's the guy at the helm, he's the guy that's drove us to cup finals, European finals, Carling Cup finals, Premier Leagues, bought some of the biggest names in the game, Ravanelli, Janino, Paul Merson, Christian Ziga. Emerson, did I say Emerson? Great locks, weren't they? You know, so Steve Gibson be behind all that, but a lot of people only focus on the failures of Steve Gibson. You know, so-and-so the manager, what about him, what about this one? Why did he not do this, why is he not spending? It's a no-win situation. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. But it's easy talking about it, and I can talk about it, but it's harder doing it. You know, I talk about players, but I've been there, played crap game, been poor, got hammered with the press at the time. But the modern player needs to deal with all this stuff now. There's people out there, faceless people with dodgy accounts, just giving flack left, right and centre. Same what they like, doing what they like. And don't suffer in any way, shape or form. They make other people suffer. I'll read these and then that'll be time for the hour, right, 5 minutes. So I've read that. Not be long until the January window's here. Bernie for Fran. What do you expect from Borough? What I expect, as I mentioned earlier, I don't expect to spend a lot of money. I expect us bringing in a centre forward, maybe another defender, but certainly a centre forward. Billy says Newcastle United are flying high, but you have to question the morals. It's funny that, Billy, I've just answered to somebody there, so I don't need to go over old ground there. Graham says 15 games, and how would you describe the season so far? I think I described it earlier. It's 15 league games in. First 7 games we huffed and puffed, frustration, still bedding in. The next 7 we turned it round brilliantly. Since then, beat with Stoke. I thought we'd won. Won away at Exeter. First half was average, but we got into the quarter final. And today we drew. So really it's still work for improvement. 6 wins, 6 defeats and 3 draws. Not brilliant, but it's brilliant compared to the start we had. Bernard was disappointed that we didn't have poppies on our shirts today. One of the few clubs without them. As an ex-serviceman with 26 years service, I'm very disappointed. Well, I would be, if I was in the forces, I would be David. I wear a poppy. I mean, certain people don't wear poppies and they've got reasons for that, and I'll bow to that. I personally would wear a poppy, and I have worn the poppy. And if it was a serviceman, I'd certainly be disappointed, especially when they're wearing everything these days and commemorating everything and doing things for other people that's not even in this country. So to not do it, there must be a reason. We'll find out what the reason is. That's a good question, that. I'm going to throw that open and probably talk about it Monday, David. So, again, that's something that for many, many years, and loads of people lost their life for this country and other countries as well, battling for this country. And it's something that a lot of people, there's lovely decorations where I live, in and around outside churches. I mean, there's thousands of, I think the woolen poppies that people's sat down and actually woven them and put them on the grass, and they look stunning. And they people should not be forgotten. As I say, some people don't want to wear it. I get that. They might have certain reasons. James McLean, for Ireland, who got hammered for not wearing it. Well, if you came for Ireland that part, you might not wear it. That's his prerogative for me. If you want to wear it, you should wear it. But as a team, Middlesbrough have always had them. I think we did give one away in the last charity gig with the poppy on it. So I don't know why we've not. Maybe we're trying to pull away for the politics, but then again, I'm sure a few weeks ago they had the LGBTD, whatever it is, flags on the flagpoles. So if that was the case, they wouldn't have had them up. So I don't know the reason behind it, but I sympathise with you, Dave. 26 years in the service and you were disappointed because all the other games we have had them. Years, I mean. The game has changed so much since you played. You would get a bollocking. You mean rollicking. Christopher, I could be offended with that. If you played a bad game now, the players need a cuddle. Christopher, but no. I know what you're saying. No, you're right. Back in my day, the manager sometimes would get you with a scruff of the neck. I quite enjoyed that. I enjoyed that confrontation. Sometimes it woke me up. I would not think in my wildest dreams of reporting somebody for doing that. If he punched me, yeah, but no just getting a grip of me, because he's trying to wake me up, which sometimes I needed. But yeah, the modern player, I know players, former players, not just at Middlesbrough, over the country. I know a few that manages now, and they say a guy like me with my temperament and mindset and how I am, I'd last 2 minutes. I couldn't work in that environment where you can't roll up people and tell them what you really think. The amount of people that's getting paid and they're all lying, it's unforgivable. They're stealing a living. What do you mean a cuddle? It's football. It's passion. There's people paying £500-600 for a season ticket. If you go out and toss it off and they're not producing, what do you say? Oh, come on, they're paying a lot of money. You need to. No. Do you think Fergie? Well, Fergie's old school as well, but I know a lot of the managers, are intimidated because if you say one word, you'll get classed as, you'll be pigeonholed as a this, that, or the other. When you're not that, It's the heat of the moment. It's the environment you're in. I was going to say it's a man's game. What is a man's game? I played in a man's game. I know soon as get in trouble, but it's a man's game. And in the man's game, the men's game, for years, that's how you get treated. You're in an environment, if it's too hot, well, get out. Get out the kitchen. The kitchen. Talk about a man now. If you're in there, an environment's too hot and you can't handle it, well, don't do it. Move on. People go into jobs, whatever it is, they don't enjoy the manager or the environment or the pressure. They get out. Why are you staying in it? But to upset people with shouting at them, I don't know what they must have been mollycoddled all their lives. Maybe at home next week. Mark Smith, maybe at home next week. What are you on about, Mark? Are you talking to somebody else? VAR, ball out of play, maybe before the goal. It was tight. Sod Newcastle up the effing Borough Pamela. She's not messing about. Sod Newcastle. I agree with that. Well done. I'm going to read this last one out because I've overshot the runway. Have I read them all out? 15 games I've read out. Right, I'm finished. So listen, thank you very much for watching. A point's a point on his travels. Never discard it as a bad point. I was disappointed personally. I thought we'd have won today. I mean, I've seen the second half. Oh, right, Mark. Okay, poppies. Yeah, so Mark had said, let me see, just, yeah. Sorry, Mark, I wasn't being rude. Maybe at home next week. Yeah, so what Mark's saying, the home, because we've got a home strip as well as a away one. We went white today, won't we? They might be on the red strip. Mark, you could be right. So let's not jump the gun. Could be there. The lad who's a serviceman for 26 years was disappointed we didn't have the poppy in the shirt today because we support every other thing. Especially as a serviceman, dear me, that's the least you can expect. So yeah, it might be in the home shot next week. So anyway, thanks for joining us. I'm back on Monday, Total BS podcast. You can listen, it'll be visual as well on YouTube. I don't know why you want to watch me, you watch me every week on this. But I'll be talking about the cup draw, Port Vale, how much it means to me personally. I'll talk about my time at Port Vale, some of the things that went on that people's never heard. I'll talk about me leaving Middlesbrough, how it happened, how it came about, what did I think, what people wanted me to sign when I was leaving. But anyway, so Total BS Monday. You can join us on Facebook and YouTube, and it'll be visual as well as audio. Enjoy your weekend. I was going to get a curry tonight, but I'm resisting all temptation. I'll have one tomorrow. Thank you very much. Up the Borough. Cheers. Cheers. Cheers, Peter. Thank you. See ya.